me down.
If you are new, hi, my name is Veronica, or you can call me V, whichever one. I make videos on TV shows and movies, but I'm fairly new, so I've been making basically videos on the popular, back in the day at least, a good old classic teen drama show called Degrassi, and I used to watch it when I was a kid, watched it all the way till I graduated high school, and unfortunately after that it got canceled, so I watched it all the way to the end, and I've been a die-hard Degrassi fan since I was probably way too young to be watching it. Degrassi raised me, so Degrassi is a show that I hold a very special place in my heart, and so I enjoy making videos about the show, and so that's what I've been doing. And I made a video a while ago, quite a while ago actually. I made a video a year ago that a lot of you guys loved. It was the Degrassi's most hated character video that I did based off of Degrassi's Reddits, where I basically asked Degrassi Reddit who are the characters that they could stand, the characters they hated. I picked the first 6 that were mentioned the most, that got the most upvotes and mentions, and did a video on it and discussed my opinions on it, and a lot of you guys loved it and agreed, but some of you guys in the comments felt that there were some characters that should have made it on the list that did not. And because some of you guys, or a lot of you guys, mentioned, hey, why wasn't this character on this list? Hey, why wasn't that character on the list? That character's worse than that character. I got you, boo-boo. This video is just for you. So, because a lot of you guys have mentioned it, I am going to be making a series on Degrassi Reddit's most hated characters, and this is the second part to the series. If you haven't checked out the first part, I'll put the link up below or up here. And I'm gonna keep it going until I run out of characters that were mentioned on Degrassi Reddit. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you guys want more, if you want to keep going with the parts, and if you enjoy this video, give this video a like and subscribe, because these videos do take a very long time putting together, so I really appreciate if you guys show some love, and it really shows me that you guys are enjoying it, and if you guys are enjoying it, I'm gonna keep on doing it. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let me know what you think about the characters that made it on part 2, and let me know who you think should be on part 3. But yes, enough of that. I will talk to you guys literally in 2 seconds. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Bye-bye.
Double D forever, huh? Derek, come on. You know what? The only thing you're good at is stealing. And you stole her from me. Okay, she was mine.
Derek was one of the many victims of the Degrassi's black hole, but I don't think anyone has ever complained about that, considering he was mentioned a few times when I asked about hated characters. And since joining Degrassi's Reddit, I've seen a few posts specifically dedicated to the hatred of him, so I think he's definitely earned his spot on this list. And unlike some of the characters who's made it on this list so far for being annoying or whatever, he's one of the ones who is definitely hated because of his actions as well. When I first saw his name mentioned, I instantly thought about the two biggest shitty things that he's done on his short time on the show. The first is him almost getting his best friend arrested because he was jealous that a girl that he liked Danny instead.
You put that in there? Just want to raise you to see what a loser you are. Guess it worked.
Did you think of what that racist manager would do when she found it?
Whoa, no, dude. It was just a joke. Really, it was just a joke.
It's never a joke when a black guy gets caught with stuff in his bag.
Which, grant you, he did apologize, and I felt it was somewhat sincere, but then he went and did an even shittier thing by beating up a girl because she's better than him in football. As my past self said in the last part, like, who does that? That's some shrimp energy right there. But it makes sense as he surrounds himself around douchebags like Moose and Peter. So him being a complete limp asshole makes perfect sense. I remember back in the day when the show was still airing asking what the happened to that curly-headed asshole. It was never explained or mentioned ever again, I don't think. And I was kind of waiting for Danny to say something, but he never did. And I guess it makes sense because he and Derek had since grown apart.
Chill after school?
Said I'll see what I can do about Leia.
Because Derek's shitty actions in the past.
She pushed Derek first. I didn't touch her. You hit her? Not cool, dude. It was self-defense.
But doing my research for this video, I have since learned he was believed to be expelled, which I'm cool with that. It's kind of crazy how this insecure asshole who beats up girls, treats them like objects, and quickly is willing to turn on his friends was the same guy who helped Liberty when she was feeling guilty about giving her child up for adoption a couple of seasons before.
I never got to meet my birth mother. Not sure I ever will. She couldn't take care of me, so she made sure I ended up in a family that could. I know it was hard for her to do.
How do you know that's what happened?
She told me. I mean, in a letter. She gave me a sort of treasure chest.
This was the only time I felt sympathetic for that asshole. After that storyline, he just became an annoying, sexist pig who bullies people to compensate for the thing he is lacking. He's just mad because he'll never be Craig.
Yeah, well, I get around.
And speaking of Craig, he is our next victim, as he was mentioned quite a bit by fellow Redditors. Craig is one of those characters that you either love him or you hate him. And the Degrassi community seemed split with him when I asked out of all the characters on this list who was the worst. Some felt he shouldn't even been on a list of hated characters, especially not on the same list as some of the others, but I have my own opinion on Mr. Craig Manning. And it may make some mad and it may not.
I should be yelling at you for a hat, but I'm gonna go ahead and get I'm not doing this.
But I always try to keep it real regardless of other people's opinions. Craig from the very beginning of season 2 had lots of promise as a popular and well-written character. You are hit with deep insight into his troubling life at home with his abusive father.
Get out of here, okay? Where am I gonna go, huh? Where am I gonna go? Back home? So Dad can... What? Do what? What does he do to you?
And anyone with a heart is instantly sympathetic to his story due to the writing and performance of Jake Epstein. His story pulled on my heartstrings, and you can't help but love him.
Before my dad died, I wanted him gone. So why am I crying now that he is?
'Cause you love him.
I knew from then on that he was going to be a big character throughout the upcoming seasons, and it seemed promising. I loved his friendships he was building with Sean and the others, but halfway into season 3 was when Craig's character took a nosedive and did a complete 180 from a relatable and charming guy with a traumatic past to an asshole who plays women over and over and over again. I mean, any girl who crossed paths with Craig was destined to get her heart broken, and he never learned.
Why? Why must they be so hot?
You're not supposed to find your friends hot.
It's not my fault. I'm not the one who showed up looking like that.
What? You said you were gonna be a monk.
The monk is tired of the monastery, okay?
When I rewatched all of his episodes and made it to all the way to the end of his story, I honestly was annoyed because he had such potential and great writing at the start, but I felt when they kept putting him in love triangles, it destroyed his character's likability. He was no longer a guy we could sympathize and root for. He was now just a boy who jumps from one woman to the next. I'm not even joking. Every single relationship this man has had, he's cheated in, whether it was physically or emotionally. And honestly, I feel like that's why Craig gets the hate he gets, because he's a womanizing asshole who, after he cheats or whatever, he has the nerve to look at you and be like, what did I do? Like when Manny and Ashley both dumped his at in the holiday episode, and his dramatic fell to his knees afterwards. I was like,
Really, nigga?
but honestly, I feel like the people who don't hate Craig simply don't because he's attractive, or because they excuse all his chaos he's did in the past because of his upbringing with his dad or his bipolar. I mean, come on guys, I get it, but I also don't. Like at some point we gotta fault him in this. He was fully aware of the shit he was doing.
Stop!
Craig. Manny's on the phone for you.
Tell her I'm studying.
Doesn't look like studying.
Thanks, Mom.
Yes, he was cute. Yes, he had riz. Yes, he could sing. But Craig Manning does not get a pass from me, so I say he's earned his place on this list rightfully.
Oops. Sorry, I'm such a klutz.
I have so much to say about this bitch. Zoe was a character that just infuriated me almost the whole time she was on the show. I honestly only liked her, and I say liked very loosely, close to the end of the series, and that was because she became really boring to me. So I didn't have anything to really complain about with her. But there were so many times I wanted to rock this bitch. Like straight up body slam her, like karate chop her in her throat. From day one, she came in like she was damn Beyonce.
Bonjour, bitches.
And in reality, she was a cheap knockoff version of Regina George.
So, you two hooking up or what?
No, definitely not.
Awesome. Let's keep it that way.
And look, Miss Maya Madeline is my girl, and she will forever be my girl. And when Zoe walked her little stank in Degrassi coming from my bitch, I already knew I wasn't gonna like her.
Everyone thinks that she's the sweetheart and I'm the bitch.
Zoe was literally just a basic mean girl who was super insecure and needed male attention and to bully people to make herself feel important. She was a try-hard and just a hating ass bitch. There was no redeeming qualities about her at all. I will say her essay story gained a lot of sympathy from me because no matter how bad of a person you are, no one deserves that to happen to them. And I did feel bad for her.
There's nothing else I can do. There is. I have proof it was him.
And thought this was a great opportunity, a great start for a redemption arc, much like Paige. And that's what I thought they were heading down the road to do. You would think going through what she went through would make her more compassionate towards people, but no, she just kept doing what hating ass do.
So never have I ever.
Cyberbullied someone by putting fake naked pictures of her all over the internet? I don't think she understands how to play.
Okay, Maya, call off your dogs.
Why? If it wasn't for her, I'd still be with Miles right now. You've been such a bitch to me, Zoe. You're the reason I spent the entire year in the rubber room, and you keep stealing all my people. Miles, Tristan, and now Zig. Get your own people.
And
I will say she did apologize for everything, and her and Maya tried to mend things.
Ba, 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 ba.
But then she does some more hating ass bitch things by purposely sabotaging Becky and her performance with the Power Squad.
What's that called when your boyfriend gets best girlfriend knocked up? Oh, I think it's called baggage.
Now don't get me wrong, Becky was wrong for not letting her on the squad, but that doesn't give Zoe the right to tell Becky her boyfriend got a whole nother girl pregnant out of spite. And the fact that she smiled after Becky broke her leg, like who the hell does that than a psychopath? Her being on the Power Squad really fucked her character, because the whole Degrassi nudes thing is the main thing that people mentioned is the reason why they hated Zoe on my Reddit post. And now that I rewatched her storylines, I understand why. Zoe no doubt manipulated those girls to sell naked pictures of themselves for money. She was literally their pimp, and there is no way to spin it. Zoe manipulated them to do it, and Frankie was the main one who said that she didn't want to. And she tried to turn the girls on her and force Frankie to do it by threatening to kick her off the squad.
I'm saying you need to do your part or you're no longer welcome on this squad. And don't even think about ratting us out. You're just as implicated as we are. So, what's it gonna be?
I guess I quit.
And then when Mr. Simpson found out about the nudes and they wanted her to take the fall when it was all her idea, she tried to play mind games to make them feel guilty, and Frankie was not falling for that shit. Then she lies on Frankie by making a page saying she was behind it because
Your rich daddy will bail you out and make it go away. And it was the only option.
like, what the hell? So instead of doing the right thing and owning up to something you created, you throw an innocent person under the bus? That is some evil snake shit. And see, this is when I started to like Frankie, because she was the only person to call Zoe out on her crap.
You think putting on a cheerleading uniform can cover up what you are? You're rotten inside. You're a villain, and you deserve the absolute worst to happen to you.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
She eventually owned up to it, but it took her almost dying for her to do that. But she did start to get better in next class, but of course that didn't last long because she f***ed with my girl Maya again by hooking up with her boyfriend. Like, she didn't care that it was her boyfriend, she didn't care it would hurt her, all she cared about was herself and to get back at Grace for not wanting her. At that point, I had had enough of her. I don't even know what to fucking say. I hate Zoe. Oh my god. She is such a fucking hating ass bitch. Oh my gosh. I'm literally on season 1 of next class and I hate this bitch. I hate this bitch. I want to punch her in her face. She has literally been doing Maya dirty. She's been doing Maya dirty from day 1. For what? I know after that it seemed that they tried to give her a redemption arc, but to be honest, at that point, there was nothing she could say or do that would help me like her. I know they tried to gain sympathy with her struggle, with her sexuality storyline, and her difficult relationship with her mom.
Just tell your mom, it'll be okay.
She's super Catholic. It most definitely will not.
Come on, no one has a problem with gay people anymore.
But she just became too one-dimensional and boring to me. But oh well, regardless, Zoe's a hating ass bitch and y'all can't change my mind.
Revenge.
Oh, Hunter. Hunter Hollingsworth was an interesting character, to say the least. I think when I asked about all of these characters being the worst, him and Zoe were the ones who were voted the most, which is rightfully so.
Or like your headgear, triggering my fear that you'll snap and blow us all up. Okay, everything is a trigger, everyone's scared, that's high school.
Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
So that is why I saved him and her for last. Hunter had a pretty small role his first season, mainly being in the background, with his first big appearance being in that very weird episode where Becky was playing that video game and stripped for her virtual boyfriend, who so happened to be him. Yeah, that was a fever dream.
But you have nothing to worry about. He's a perfect gentleman. He's British.
And unfortunately, weird storylines are a recurring thing for Hunter during his time on the series. And trust me, the storylines for him just get weirder and weirder each season.
They made me tell you not to come because we were gonna...
Don't do it.
Measure our penises.
Same, VJ. Same. But his first big storyline was during the time of the Degrassi nudes. Yeah, we gotta talk about that hot mess again. But this is when we get a small glimpse of who Hunter is. He's described as a weirdo by the other students.
When I say Hunter, what do you think of?
Psycho? Maladjusted weirdo?
He's a weird and antisocial nerd with not many or any friends at first. And then Frankie finds these violent comics he made of him offing the Degrassi cheerleaders, which automatically makes him a target as the person who is doing the blackmailing of Zoe and the cheerleaders. But it is later revealed that it's not him, and the writers kind of back off of that aspect of his character when they give him a bit of a love interest named Arlene. I kind of found their relationship cute and wish that they explored that more, but unfortunately Arlene became a victim of the notorious black hole, so we will never get to know what would happen if they were together. But as he slowly gets more screen time, we start to see that Hunter isn't just some socially awkward loner, but more of a guy who has a bit of an anger problem, which we see more in next class. Next class is when we finally get to see more depth for his character, and I love it. This dude was so fucking unhinged and unlikable. I was here for it, bitch.
You'll never troll Maya again. Totally worth it. Not gonna stop.
The shit this dude was saying, the looks in his eyes, the actor who played him did an amazing job. And honestly, it was perfect casting. And I remember back then thinking early on, this motherfucker is gonna shoot up the school. He had so many characteristics of Rick that it gave me PTSD, and I didn't even go to Degrassi. The dude may be worse than Rick, and I'm gonna explain why. He literally cyberbullied Maya and had no remorse for it.
You deserve what you got.
He assaulted Yael, he brought a fucking gun to school, and was about to shoot up his friends and others because of a fucking school club. This motherfucker wanted to kill people because he got his own club shut down.
Are we really gonna hurt those people? I don't know.
He then purposely crashed Miles's car because
I got tired of waiting when you said all your dramatic goodbyes.
dude almost committed a mass murdering. I mean, I do like that he did get a professional help, and I do feel that he got a lot better after he did.
Sometimes when I'm angry, I want to hurt people. When you got mad at me about the trolling, I wanted to hurt you too. I'm so sorry.
Do you still want to hurt me?
No, never. Not you or anyone else. I want to get better.
I enjoyed his relationship with Yael, but I hated the way that he treated them sometimes.
Why did you change everything on me?
But you look great in the picture.
He is not wrong.
So what, I don't look great any other time?
I mean, Yael had their own flaws, but I don't think that they deserved the way that he treated them. Even though it was pretty messed up how he broke up with Yael.
So I'd be a dude dating someone who's... whatever.
So what do you say?
I'm confused. I mean, I want you to be happy, but... this is too much for me right now.
I did like in the end he was trying to fix things with them because he loved them.
And why'd you do it?
Do what?
This. Everything was perfect until you had to go and mess it up.
This is who I am.
It's not normal.
Stop it. Get some help.
I honestly was intrigued by Hunter as a character, and I hated that we never got to see the continuation of him and his fellow classmates. But yeah, Hunter was a pretty awful character. I think it was hard for the viewers to overlook the fact that this dude was willing to commit multiple murders. I mean, yeah, he had a mental disorder, but I just don't think that there was any way that this character could win the audience over after all he did. Well guys, there you have it. That is Degrassi's Reddit Most Hated Characters Part 2. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what you guys think about the characters that were on this list, and if you think that they should have made it, or you think, hey, what, they get too much hate, it's overrated. Let me know. I love a good debate in the comments. I'm gonna try and keep on responding to as many comments as I can. So yeah, give this video a like, subscribe for more because part 3 will be coming out as soon as possible, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
Let me down.